Hey everybody, good morning. It is that time again. What's up, Bill, Paul, Joanne, McLeese? It's good to see you guys. Interesting. Okay, we had a move down yesterday. A little range overnight, then another move down. So right off the gate, we're going to be looking at yesterday's low and whether or not we're going to stay below it or not. Good morning, Jonathan. Hey, Ed. Hey, Tommy. Good morning, Neil. So technically speaking here, we do have a downtrend in play. Has not played out yet. Channel working down here. Close outside. We would expect to push to a new low. And let's see how that's all shaken down on ES. Good morning, Michael. Hey, Tom. There's the bell, folks. Looking at the S&P now, it actually looks like this trend is played out. However, it could easily be just a secondary channel like this. Kind of leaning towards that right out of the gate because of how weak it is. And I think we're approaching, yes, we are approaching a key level, a couple unbroken lows. If we bounce up, we'll certainly be watching yesterday's low to see if we hold it. But I like a short here. Good morning, Julian. All right, let's see what this pullback looks like so far. Not touching the 21. This already has the look of some potential bearishness here. Breaking down below yesterday's low. And then an immediate bounce. So I'm not too keen on taking a short when we're right at this key level. from yesterday. However, a pretty big institutional level here is to the downside on SPY, and that would be the 100-day moving average. Martin, good to see you, man. Thanks for the well wishes. No, if you popped into the chat yesterday, you saw that my trading platform wasn't working. So yeah, NinjaTrader was down. Ooh, here's a nice second entry short. I think I'll risk this if it sets up. Definitely more aggressive considering it may be that the trend is played out. But I'm going to take a chance on it. NQ looking to bounce, so that's no bueno. But that's why I only took it on one contract. Again, worth the risk. If this turns into a lower high, it would be super helpful. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen here. Take aggressive trades, that's what happens. It's all good. Ooh. Nope. Did not close below the EMA. Getting some volatility though. Another push higher. And NQ, we can especially see, okay, this does look like the downtrend is done. Two legs formed already. And NQ directly testing yesterday's low. Waiting for this little uptrend to play out, especially on ES. This looks good for a short if we can just get an attempt higher and then a push down below the EMA. That's when I'd start to look to short. Still hovering above the 21. There we go. Starting to break it. We need to close below though. Keeping in mind too that this could have a second leg to a new high before it eventually reverses. Ooh, getting volatile. Forgot to check the news too. What do we got? We do have jolts here in 20 minutes. That could do some stuff. Bostic is also, oh wait, that's this evening. No, wait, no, this morning Bostic speaking. Not typically a market moving event, but you have to be aware of it for sure. All right, let's bounce up. Looks like 2 legs have already occurred, and we're going to be looking for that push down, right? We can't really go any higher, though. If we go any higher, the downtrend's going to become invalid. So we need a push down pretty soon. If we get that, we'll be looking for a short right around here. Still waiting for that push down. ¿Cómo se dice en español? Whippy. I think that's exactly how you say it. Yeah, I'm pretty close to deleting this downtrend too, Archer. It'll need to happen soon. Paul, nice. Got another payout. That's awesome. Paul was killing it yesterday in the Discord too. Some solid trades. I was not... Well, I could have traded, but once, I missed the first hour because of platform being down. And once it got back up, there was some data missing on my chart. Like there's a whole section of the chart that just wasn't loading up. So I thought it best to probably not trade, just to be on the safe side, since I had some weird missing data. But the rest of the crew killed it. There was some solid setups yesterday. Okay, there's our push down. Now let's look for that lower high. Woo! Man, it is getting whippy, folks. we make a new high, I will likely delete this larger downtrend and we'll be looking at something like this. Yeah, there we go. New high made, so sorry downtrend. You were fun while you lasted. S&P is back above both key levels, back above yesterday's low. Sellers are not able to step in with conviction here. And again, the level to watch on the S&P is yesterday's low. Good morning, Freedom. Sorry, I can't remember if I said what's up already to you, but welcome. Glad you're here. S&P coming back to 21. If we could come all the way back and test yesterday's low and stay above it, I'm going to start to turn pretty bullish. And so far, it does look like buyers are winning this battle. We've tried a couple times to pull back and it has not worked. Reminder that we do have news here in 15 minutes. A little bit choppy in here, hard to take a setup. Maybe if we get a really nice bullish bar right in here. But overall, it's kind of looking rangy the last 10 minutes. Ooh, that's a really tempting bar, but we're basically still right in the middle of this range. Little push below the 21. I think we might be headed back to yesterday's low to test it. It's time to sit back and hydrate and see which side of the market is going to win. S&P trying to push itself up. This range is holding pretty steady. This uptrend just keeps getting confirmed. All right, now we're getting that rejection.
Connection lost.
Don't worry, guys. That was my connection, not yours. All right, watching to see if the downtrend develops. If we keep our channel really tight here on the S&P, it very well could already be played out. They break in a new high there. And we do have news coming up in about 7 minutes. So far, yesterday's lows holding. Ooh, that's a solid break below yesterday's low. Of course, that all could change here soon with the news coming out, but monitoring that for sure. NQ also has a nice little move down. It has not broken that key level just yet. NQ looking pretty solid. I will also be looking at a wide trend on the S&P as long as yesterday's low holds as support. NQ stalling right at that key level. But I'm going to be watching for sure on a pullback to see if we can get a good entry at the 21 EMA. All right, 30 seconds till the news, and hopefully this passes without too much turbulence and we can get a setup soon. All right, here we go. Let's see if Jolts can do anything for us here. Yep, indeed some volatility. So the JOLTS number came in quite a bit lower than what was forecasted. It's a little bit of a bearish econ news. And the little downtrend on S&P has already been played out. Move down here, break new low. So we got a pause looking for longs. For a second, see if the bulls at least try to move the market back to the upside, and then when we get a push down again, we'll be looking short. Coming back to that key level on ES. Again, we're going to wait for a little bullish correction to play out unless this just continues dropping with no sign slowing down. Hovering right around that key level. This is, again, unbroken low from last week. Now the low of day. Martin asking, would I call that a V-shaped reversal? Not really. Because if you drew this larger uptrend correctly, we have it starting at the low, going to the body of the first swing. If you do it that way, you'll see there's a break out of the channel right here and a new high. So technically speaking, this trend did play itself out. And then we have on NQ. No, definitely not. Let's check that out. Same thing, if you draw your channel properly, going from the low to the bodies of the first swing, this definitely has a close outside of the channel and a new high. So this trend played itself out. We were expecting a move down. We got it. And even this right here could potentially be a close outside and a new low. Same as on ES, we're expecting a bounce here. If we don't get it, that's when we can widen our trend, but for now, yeah, it's likely that the bulls will step in for a bit. Looking on NQ to see if we're close to any key levels, and we're really not. Just yesterday's low. It's pretty much the only thing in sight. We have to go all the way back to November to get any key levels around here. Yeah, it looks like the high and low from the end of November is the only thing we really have in this entire vicinity. We already broke through that high. So yeah, we don't have really anything till all the way down here. So if we break this low of day, we could potentially hit an air pocket all the way down to 242. That would be, oh, no big deal, just a 500-point move. So I'd be watching this pretty closely. If we start confirming below the low of day, it could get crazy. See if we have something similar on ES. Yeah, it looks like we got some levels in December. Okay, so here's our levels on the S&P. We got a couple right around here, and then we could hit an air pocket that would give us like a 40-point move or so. Not quite as extreme as on the Nasdaq, but still quite a decent move. We do not have any more news for the day. We already got through jolts, and it was pretty substantially bearish reading there. There is consumer sentiment, the Michigan numbers tomorrow, which could also have a pretty significant impact on the market. And it looks like S&P might make a new low. So with that, looks like sellers are stronger than we originally anticipated. And we'll have to see if we can find any sort of structure to this. Kind of tricky so far. Maybe something along these lines that fits pretty decently. Breaking another key level on the S&P, looking for a short now. So we just need to pull back. All signs are a go. Looking to join this move down. And SPY is right on the 100-day moving average. Major institutional level here. So we will want to see whether we break out of this or we hold it. NQ is already well below its 100-day moving average. Looking quite bearish on a daily chart. Would be pretty wise to tread a little cautiously with these major institutional levels on the daily chart. If there were a place to bounce, this would be it. Pardon me. Here we go. Significant little bounce on ES. Buyers are not going to let this level go easily. If we push below that level, push below the EMA and get a lower high, I will consider that. It's got to look good though, as again, we're right at an institutional level. All eyes are on the market right now to see whether we break it or not. So far holding. See about a lower high though. Little volatility coming in as we are right at that key level, testing it. Will this hold or will we drop? That is the question. So far holding. There we get the push down. Let's see if we have follow through on this. This is a big battle going on here, guys. You can see the tension building. This thing is going to expand quite quickly in one direction or another. So far looking like it may be the downside, but this could be a trap, so just watch out for a big bounce. Ooh, if this turns into a lower high, I think I'll consider it. Green body, I'm gonna wait. Context-wise, though, it's hard not to jump in, because if we break down below this level, like we're gonna have a big move down. But a little bit too much of a coin flip. Because if we don't break this level, we could also have a pretty big move up. Definite volatility here. Definite battle going on. NQ is also remaining bearish. Had some tempting bars in there to go short, but again, just being right at this institutional level, guys, it's more of a coin flip, and you don't want to trust it on a coin flip, right? We want to get in when the market has really picked a direction, and it's clear which side is winning out. Right now, could go either way. It's definitely been more bearish over the course of the day. But yeah, when you get to a major level like this, that's when buyers could step in and say, no lower than this. Oof, really tempting bar on NQ right there. ES as well, moving down. And I think that's technically a new low on ES there. Meaning the downtrend would be played out. We have a break, close outside of that new channel and a new low. And thus we would expect bulls at some point here to correct the market a little bit. Not that we're expecting a reversal. This is still overall bearish, and now we are starting to confirm below that institutional level right here. So as long as we stay below that, we have to be bearish. At this point, we would just want to see like the bulls try to push up and then it gets smacked down again. If that happens, we'll be looking for a short in there. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan for today. Stay short unless we get a major bounce. Wait for those entries, and we will be hunting them throughout the day. Again, had some killer trades yesterday in the Discord. The members were lighting it up even as I was struggling with my platform. But platform's a good day. We should be all light green, ready to go, get some killer trades. So hopefully it's a great day for you as well. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. Have an excellent one. I'll see you soon.